This is our community group extra for the week of March 26th. We're continuing our teaching series called Uncommon. There is no greater detriment to the cause of Christ than a mediocre Christian. And today we're talking specifically about uncommon trust. Jesus says, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. And Jesus really hits on something here. It seems that most of the time what we're worried about is either our protection or our provision. If you think about this, that we're not to worry about what we wear, what we have around us, or what we eat, what we put on the inside of us. So that protection and provision, Jesus knows it's on our mind. He knows we're concerned about it. And he tells us that we are to have an uncommon trust in God, that he will provide everything that we need. So back during the stress series, I gave a resource called The End of Stress by Don Goway. And in that book, he talks about the what are you really afraid of tool. It seems that most of us live on the surface when it comes to our fears. So let's say you might be worried about losing your job. Okay, now that is a true concern, a true fear, but to dig down on that a little bit. Okay, if that happens, what are you afraid of? Well, I'm afraid I'll lose my house and be homeless. Well, if that happens, what are you afraid of? Well, you might dig down and ultimately find that you're afraid of being labeled as a failure. Maybe your fear is getting older. So to say, well, if that happens, and hopefully it will, what am I afraid of then? Well, I'm afraid of losing my beauty, and as a result, nobody will love me, and I'll die alone. So we drill down on these things, and then once we get really to the root of our fear, and usually, again, it's about either our provision or our protection. Once we drill down on that, we confess it to God. He already knows it anyway. We might as well tell him. Confess our fears to God, and then proclaim our faith in him, profess our faith in him. Even if we don't feel it, we say, God, I want to learn to trust you. Help me to trust you more today. When it comes to fear or faith, the one you feed the most will grow. And so in your group, you might want to discuss, what are you really afraid of? Some of those conversations will probably be too much for a community group, but to encourage people to drill down and to take that fear, confess it to the Lord, and profess faith in him. I hope that you're continuing to keep up with the season of Lent and what we are sacrificing. Hold one another accountable for what you do on social media, posting nothing negative on social media, either a personal negativity or about somebody public or political figure. No negativity. Pray the scripture. And what an opportunity this week to take the passage from Matthew 6, 25 through 34 and pray it back to Jesus. Pray it back to God as an effort to profess trust. And then to practice next level generosity, as we discussed last week. To be generous, not selfish, in our relationship with God and others. May the Lord continue to bless you. I'm privileged to serve alongside you as people learn to know God's love with head, heart, and hands. God bless you. Bye-bye.